Alright, so it is July 29th. That means Georgia's trip to Italy is officially over. They should be returning home within a day or even hopefully sooner. I hope the players and coaches had fun. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Georgia went 3-0 against the Italy team. You can't script it any better. They had fun. They learned new things. They learned about Italian history, and you know, in the midst of all that, they went 3-0 in basketball games. So that's really good. You know, you just couldn't find a better way to end that trip. In other news, the University of Georgia's soccer team will be starting in just less than 2 weeks now. They're going to play an expedition game August 10th against Furman, and then we're opening up the season against UCLA August 17th. So the dead period is almost over, and it's really nice to see. You're going to get soccer back, and then we're getting volleyball back, and then we're getting hockey back. And then before you know it, we're in November with men's and women's basketball. We're in January with February with men's, women's basketball, gymnastics, and baseball. So you know, the dead period's almost over in college athletics. This is probably the hardest time to be a college sports fan, is the dead period for July, for September. And then of course, you know, in the midst of everything I named, you have football. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how it all plays out. You know, Georgia won't win in every sport, but I do suspect Georgia to be better in men's and women's basketball. There's only one sport that I guarantee it that Georgia should win the championship in, and that's hockey. Georgia historically has the best SEC/CHS program across the teams. Georgia probably has the most championships out of every team. Don't fact check me on that, or don't quote me on that. I'd have to fact check that. But you know, as far as football goes, you know, I could care less if I still gonna watch them or listen to them, and I'm still gonna love it. But at the end of the day, if they go 6-5, that would hurt. But at the same time, too, you know, I really don't. Basketball and football are different than me. When the basketball team lose, I mourn off that loss. It feels awful, and it sucks. But when the football team loses, I do feel bad about that. But at the same time, I take the more humorist approach to basketball. When it comes to football, I take the more journalist look, as in like, well, you know, if Georgia had 3 interceptions, they win the game. Or you can't feel bad for a team that turned the ball over 3 times. But when the football team loses, it's like, man, that sucks. It hurts for like a day or so. But, I mean, they've won 2 national championships in a row. It really can't get that bad. But I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia lost 1 or 2 games of football this year. That's just my honest opinion. I really wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if they went undefeated, but at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if they lost 1 or 2 games. But back to basketball. It's really important to have these overseas trips. Not many teams have a chance to get these. The NCAA only allows them every 4 years. So when you go back and look at their trip to Rome in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 2020, they would have went on a foreign trip, but unfortunately they did not get the chance to because of COVID. So then you take that out the window. You go 17, 18, 19, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it's been 7 years since Georgia has played in a trip overseas, and you know, it's really not usual for Georgia per se. Remember the games in Japan in 1987, which I'll have a whole little mini documentary on those games if I could gather up enough information. It's just really not often to see Georgia's trips overseas more, and I'd love to see it more often, but every 4 years. So there is that. As far as expedition games go, I have not heard anything about any expedition games, any secret scrimmages, or charity games. I know 2 years ago they played the charity game with UAB, or Charlotte. They played it with the Charlotte 49ers. That was interesting. That was really interesting. That was fun, but of course then after that would be 6-26. And then the year before we played a scrimmage with Georgia College. And then, and I thought the year 6-26, they also played a expedition to get to Morehouse or Morehead State, one of those two teams. But if we get any information on that, I'll definitely be ready to share that. But that's really it. Georgia's basketball offseason is kind of slow right now. But within it being slow, we're probably, I believe it's 99 days to the season starts now. So we are in, we finally hit double digits. We were in triple digits there for a while. But at least for basketball, having a slow off season, soccer season is about to start. Gymnastics will be, volleyball will be starting soon. Hockey will start sometime in early September to maybe early October or late September. So, and before we do go though, I do want to give a shout out to former Georgia basketball player Hazard Williams. I got to talk to him via email a few days ago. That made my day. That made my day. That made my day really, really good. That was pretty awesome. Want to give a shout out to our wonderful friend Jeff Dantzler. He'll be hosting a show on the 93.1 the Superstations in Macon. I also want to give a shout out to Twisted Rooster, the tailgate, the Twisted Tailgate. What an awesome dude he is, and I really mean that. He is one of a kind. But anyway, that's it. Georgia off-season news going by slow. I did read a Georgia football player got arrested yesterday. I don't know for what, but it is kind of funny to see how when players got arrested under Mark Ritt, they were saying he's losing control of the program, but then when they get arrested under Kirby Smart, nobody cares. But we're not going to talk about that. Georgia basketball is almost here, and it's 99 days away.